Why do the loudest people in the room often have the least amount of real power? Seneca and Marcus Aurelius discovered that authority isn't built on dominance, but on what you choose to withhold. If you're over-explaining your decisions or reacting to every slight, you are leaking influence every single day. You think you're asserting authority, but you're actually signaling weakness. By seeking validation, you've handed the keys of your internal fortress to your critics. It's time to strip away the performative mask and learn the disciplined silence of the emperors. Stop defending your ego and start building unshakable command. True command isn't a performance, it's a fortress. Most leaders fall into subtle traps like the need to be understood that erode their stature instantly. Using the timeless wisdom of Seneca, we're exposing the 6 behaviors killing your presence and replacing them with a quiet restraint that becomes your most formidable tool. Let's dive in. 1. The trap of explaining yourself too much. Seneca wrote something that cuts straight to this. He said, "The man who has much to explain is not yet his own master." Think about that for a moment. When you give orders, make decisions, or set boundaries, do you feel the need to justify yourself? Do you offer long explanations? Do you over-explain why you chose what you chose? Do you defend yourself before anyone even attacks? Most people do, and that's the trap. Explaining yourself once is communication. Explaining yourself twice is insecurity. Explaining yourself 3 times tells everyone that you don't actually believe in your own decisions. You need them to approve. You need them to understand. You need them to agree. But authority doesn't ask for agreement. It asks for respect. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." The same applies to authority. Don't explain why you're in charge. Don't defend your right to lead, just decide, just act. Those who need explanations will ask, those who don't will follow, and those who demand endless justifications were never going to respect you anyway. The next time you feel the urge to over-explain, pause, say what needs to be said, then stop. Let your silence do the work that your words cannot. 2. The trap of seeking approval. Here's another one that catches almost everyone. You want to be liked. We all do. It's human. But when you need to be liked more than you need to be respected, your authority dies a slow death. Seneca warned about this constantly. He said, "It is a great thing to know how to talk and to keep silent when necessary, but a greater thing is to know how to be content with your own approval." Do you need everyone to clap for you? Do you feel uncomfortable when someone disagrees with your decision? Do you change your mind just to avoid conflict? If yes, your authority is already cracking. Marcus Aurelius wrote something even more direct. He said, "How much time he gains who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does or thinks, only his own actions." The moment you start managing other people's opinions of you, you stop managing your own life. Authority flows from certainty, not arrogance. Certainty, the quiet knowing that you've made the best decision you can, and you don't need a round of applause to prove it. Stop seeking approval. Start seeking clarity. Your authority will thank you. 3. The trap of inconsistency. This one is brutal because it's invisible. You don't notice yourself being inconsistent, but everyone else does, every single time. One day you're strict about a rule, the next day you ignore it. One day you demand punctuality, the next day you show up late yourself. One day you say one thing, the next day you say the opposite, and people notice. They may not say anything, but they notice, and slowly, silently, they stop trusting you. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little who is poor, but the one who hankers after more." I want to add to that. It's not the man who makes mistakes who loses authority, but the one who keeps changing his mind about what matters. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." That's the foundation of consistency. A clear, unchanging standard that you hold yourself to first. You cannot enforce a rule, you break yourself. You cannot demand respect you don't demonstrate. Your behavior is the evidence of your authority. If that evidence is inconsistent, the verdict will be clear. You cannot be trusted. Pick your standards, write them down, and never violate them, not once, not just this time. Because the moment you make an exception for yourself, you've given everyone permission to ignore you. 4. The trap of reacting emotionally. This is where most leaders, parents, managers, and anyone in authority completely destroys themselves. Something happens. Someone challenges you. Someone disrespects you. Someone makes a mistake. And you react. Fast, loud, emotional. You raise your voice. You make threats. You show how angry you are. And in that moment, your authority vanishes. Not because you were wrong to be angry, but because you showed them your buttons. And now everyone knows exactly where to push. Seneca wrote an entire book called On Anger. In it he said, "Anger is the most hideous and frenzied of all emotions. It is like a falling rock that shatters itself on the very thing it crushes." When you react emotionally, you don't look strong. You look weak. You look out of control, and no one follows someone who can't control themselves. Marcus Aurelius said, "The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." Calm is authority. Silence is power. The leader who can sit in the middle of chaos without flinching, that's the one people trust. Train yourself to pause. When something triggers you, wait, count to 5, breathe, then respond, not react. The difference between those two words is the difference between being respected and being dismissed. 5. The trap of doing everything yourself. This one surprises people. You think authority means control. You think you have to oversee everything, approve everything, double-check everything, because if you don't do it yourself, it won't get done right. But here's what's actually happening. You're not building authority, you're building dependency, and dependency is not respect. Seneca wrote, "It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Doing everything yourself isn't discipline. It's fear. Fear of letting go. Fear of trusting others. Fear of being proved replaceable. Marcus Aurelius, as emperor of Rome, couldn't do everything himself. He had generals, advisors, administrators. He gave orders and trusted others to execute them. Not because he was lazy, because he understood that authority is about direction, not micromanagement. If you want to kill your authority, keep doing everything yourself. People will stop taking initiative. They'll wait for you. They'll blame you when things go wrong, and eventually they'll resent you for not trusting them. Learn to delegate. Learn to trust. Learn to let others shine. A leader who builds other leaders is never forgotten. A dictator who hoards every task is always resented. 6. The trap of forgetting your own mortality. This is the deepest trap of all. Marcus Aurelius spent his entire life meditating on death. He wrote constantly about how short life is, how every day could be your last, how you should act as if you're already dying. Why? Because remembering death makes you honest. When you know you could leave this world at any moment, you stop playing games. You stop managing other people's opinions. You stop being inconsistent. You stop reacting emotionally. You stop doing everything yourself just to feel important. You start leading with clarity, purpose, urgency. Seneca wrote, "You act like mortals in everything you fear, and like immortals in everything you desire." That's the trap. You fear losing authority, so you cling, you grasp, you over-explain, seek approval, react emotionally, and micromanage. Meanwhile, you desire to be respected, but you refuse to become the person who earns it. Marcus Aurelius had the cure. He said, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." If today were your last day as a leader, how would you act? Would you waste time explaining yourself? Begging for approval, being inconsistent, losing your temper, hoarding every task? No, you would be clear, calm, consistent, decisive. You would trust others. You would make every moment count. That's not just good leadership. That's authority, true authority. The kind that doesn't need titles or positions or applause. The kind that people follow because they want to, not because they have to. Let's close it. Seneca and Marcus Aurelius lived thousands of years ago, but their traps are still everywhere. You've seen them. Maybe you've fallen into them yourself. But here's the good news. Authority can be rebuilt, trust can be restored, respect can be earned again, not by demanding it, but by removing the subtle traps that killed it in the first place. Stop over-explaining. Stop seeking approval. Be consistent. Master your emotions. Stop doing everything yourself, and never ever forget that your time is short. The authority you want is already inside you. It's just buried under bad habits. Dig it out, one trap at a time. Start today. Stay calm, stay stoic.